Shalom to my brothers and sisters in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach, which is called the bride of the Messiah. And shalom, shalom to the scattered Hebrew Israelites who are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, which is called the bride of Yahuwah. Oh, I love this truth that y'all is bringing out, because y'all gonna have to check out the YAH Show TV. And I'm going to give you the link to this video so you can watch the whole clip, because there's so much biblical truth now that's being proven about the Israelites. It also proves that the Negroes are the Israelites when you hear this video coming from a Somalian point of view. Yes. Now, keep in mind, they don't talk from a biblical point of view, but if you listen closely, the things they say support Deuteronomy 28. For she also mentioned that the immigrants, no matter if they're black, white, no matter what color their skin is, but if they're an immigrant, they are told to check other for their race, so they can be under the white classification. Oh yes, because the reason is they know who are the children of Israel. They know that this young Somalian lady here that's speaking is a daughter of Ham. This is why. And I just love how y'all bring this truth. But when you look at the title of the video, it'll probably say, you are what your father are. Confirming biblical truth. Hear what she says. This Somalian woman who's speaking from a Somalian point of view.
Black American person. Why is that? Is it a religion thing? What is it?
Well, it's not, what do you call it? Can't. It's just that they are like the Somali culture, and it's, again, this is something that, you know, from any other nation, like you come to America, you still learn how to assimilate and to identify like what your culture is, and gotta have to do this give and take thing. But Somali culture is, they're very proud people. Somali people are very proud people, and like they feel like, you know, if a Somali woman marries it doesn't have to do with even just a black man, but anybody that's not Somali, then that's kind of like diminishing the Somali culture, because ultimately what we believe is that your father, whatever he is, that's what your child is. So if I
wait, stop. Repeat that again.
Whatever your father is, that is what you are identified as. Like, especially that comes from the tribalism part. So I'm going to explain it in terms of now race. So if let's say I married another Somali man, for example, and he happens to be another tribe than me, our child is going to be his tribe automatically, because he's the father. But it also goes and implies to if I married a white man. If I married a white man and we have white children, my children in the Somali community, it's seen as they are white. You are what your father is. So that's why they want to preserve the culture, because they also want to make sure that their children don't lose the language. Because even though, like, this is the thing that's kind of hard to explain. Even though culture, like, if I married right now, like, let's say even an Ethiopian man, it's gonna still be hard for our children to learn our languages, to learn the different culture. It's two different cultures. They don't want that. They want to make sure that, that's why a lot of other African cultures, they stick together. But you said earlier can't. It's not can't. It's just whoever it's like a preference in a way in America, in my opinion. So even though it's kind of like difficult. It's like how you're raised, you know? Like for me, like I mentioned, my mother, I talked to her about that. I told her, would you be upset if I married like a black man or any other person, you know? She said no. All she cares about is to make sure that that person is Muslim at the end of the day, because that's where Islam then comes in the picture, where Islam is not supposed to be segregated. It's not supposed to be like, oh, you can't marry this person.
So I'm going to stop there. But do you hear what she's saying? She's talking about tribes, nations, and the reason why you are what your father is, to preserve that nation identity, to preserve that nation language and culture. Go back to the book of Genesis, in the beginning when it all began. Because when you especially read Genesis chapter 10, you will learn how the nations are established by their fathers, by their father lineage. This video has so much So much information that confirms what the Bible been telling you all along, Negroes / Israelites. Also to the Gentiles. Also to the Europeans. But you know, the Europeans know this. They just want to play games. Now, I understand in the European nation, some of y'all been lied to. Okay, but I'm talking about to the Europeans who on the very top within their nation. They know these things. It's just that the Negroes don't know these things. This is why there's a difference between the Negroes and the children of Ham that today the white man called Africa. No, that today that the white man called African. Okay. Because most of the time when people hear the word African, they only think about the children of Ham. But little do they know this. And I'm going to give you this question. How did the Europeans get into Africa? Well, how did the Europeans come to live in Africa? How did they come about to live in Australia? How did they come about to live in the Americas, such as Canada, Alaska, North America, South America, Mexico, and their islands? How did they come about and to live in those other lands, continents, countries? When you understand that, then you will understand how the children of Israel came to live in the land of Africa. And also, there's another mystery about the land of Africa that you may not know. Israel is a part of the continent of Africa. It is located in northeast Africa. It has never been a part of the Asian continent. Check out the video on my channel and see for yourself. Even the Jewish people who are the sons of Esau and the sons of Japheth, they saying it too. I just love this truth. But go to, let me see what his channel name. Go to the YAH Show TV. And this is dealing with Mary Ann Garan speaks on the division between, and I can't fill in the whole title because I don't know the whole thing. But he just put it out. Go in there and watch it. Matter of fact, let me get this phone right so I can get you the rest of the information so you know what video to look for. Mary Ann Garan speaks on the division between African immigrants and African Americans. This was done on Sunday. Let me get the date. The date is September the 17th, 2017 on the Heathens calendar, which is Satan calendar, which is called the Gregorian calendar. All right, check out the video description box for some important announcements. I love you all. Continue to preach the gospel that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for this is truly the season for the Messiah to return. For we are in the 7th day from Adam, which is the 12,000 year from creation. Make sure the people, Israelites, Gentiles, males, females, bond, free, circumcised, uncircumcised, Scythian, barbarian, etc., make sure they receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10 and baptize them in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. For the Lamb set the example of the water and of the Holy Spirit baptism, and the apostles continue it as confirmed in the book of Acts. Shalom. And that means peace be with you. And do you know who that peace that is with you? Think about it.